The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 402 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. For this one, I'm going to keep it simple, call it Leagues Cup for very obvious reasons as we go through a week of weirdness playing against Liga MX opposition. Of course, we had the loss against Mazatlan. We'll cover that. We had the loss against Portland. We'll cover that one too. And of course, we've got to prepare you guys for Pachuca, who's coming off of a big win against San Diego. And also coming off a couple wins, 3, that is, in Liga MX on top of that. So, yeah, we're dealing with a big one tomorrow. That's for sure. So we'll get you all up to date on everything LAFC today. Yeah, we got Bam. We got Tony. It's on. Of course, before we even talk about the matches, let's talk about personnel because there is movement. There are rumors. Biggest thing, of course, is Thomas Muller. Obviously looking like he ain't coming. He's heading over to Vancouver in the shock move of the year. And it sounds like it's a done thing with a crazy contract. It's cheap the first year, and then they get hammered for the second year. So maybe that's why we didn't go that way. And then, of course, Matthew Chonier signed for us loaned to us from Grasshopper Zurich. So there is one new face in the house. And of course, the rumors continue for Son and Porteous. So yes, player movement. What are you guys, of course? Bam, how are you doing? And what do you think about all these rumors and on this player movement? Bam froze on us, I think.
I thought he was still on. I was just vibing.
Oh, he's messing with me. Yeah. All right. So I'll switch it to you, Tony, because that's just hilarious right there. Tony, what are your thoughts on the new player and the rumored ones now that Muller's not a part of the conversation anymore?
I'm not surprised for Mueller, to be honest. Unfortunate, LAFC doesn't have a guideline of what we're going to do moving forward into the future. So it's kind of like, why go into a car with only 2 wheels working and everything else is busted at the moment, So I get that. And even with our Bayern connection, it's still not the best way. But with the new players, I'm hoping we need them. They're decent, but we just need them to fill holes because, as you've seen, we are missing a lot of pieces and a lot of everything. I don't know. You need to say it's just we just need bodies, but it's we need quality bodies. So it's hopefully they're quality, but JT's record for LAFC at the moment is not the greatest. You know what I mean? There are some gems in those, but
yeah,
overall it's I don't know. Until they get here, until they get here, we'll say this: the highlights are cool to what they can do, but until they get here and put it on our field and do it in front of our eyes, then I'll believe that it's a good way. But until then, it's just we'll see.
Exactly. So I know with Chonier, right, coming in, he was MVP for Montreal when he was there. Well loved. All-star as well in MLS. So he's got some track record here. So I think it's a fail-safe kind of move with him. And our midfield is honestly thin. So this makes sense. Is he going to be a barn burner? No, it's going to be more of what you see from certain players we have in the team already. Just a bit more quality, I would say. Ryan Porteous from Scotland. Honestly, this is a good one. If this is happening, and it sounds like it is, we made a good move here, and it was actually a pretty cheap move cost-wise. So if he is working out for us, passes that physical, it becomes official. Good news. We have somebody down the spine that we need. With Son, I mean, let's be honest, a superstar status here. If you look at all the goal contributions he had last year, one of the main reasons why they got where they got last year in Tottenham. Crazy deal for us if we can pull this off. I know a lot of Spurs fans are really sad about it. Don't be in a hurry to get this news because it ain't going to happen until after their tour is done. So this is going to be one of those late calls. You know what I mean? But yeah, if it's happening, We do need these guys. There's no doubts, but maybe we're not done shopping after that. Tony, do you think if we get all three of these players, which is sounding pretty good at the moment, do you think any more shopping is going to occur?
Hope so. Like we need to fill a lot of gaps because again, also at the end of the season, there's a lot of players leaving, and you have to make these decisions at the moment. So why not, if we can get certain players and trial run them, if you want to say, for the next 6 months to see if they fit in, that'd be perfect. But I hope there's more moves, and with the whole Sunny deal, again, we won't see him till after I believe their Asian tour that they have. Because
Yeah, so I think August 4th, I think, is the last game of that tournament or that tour. There's no way announced it's going to happen before that. It'll be after the fact.
Yeah, because I think if they lose a lot of money from like reports I've read, like 75% of their profits go down the drain if Sunny is not part of that tour.
Exactly. Well, that's the purpose of the tour. He is the selling point of the tour. Dude, he's going to be a huge financial juggernaut for us if he is coming this way.
Yeah, good quality player, good, with the Korean community that we have here, especially with Koreatown and everything. You saw it with Moon, but now just have Moon triple that and then quadruple that of the impact that's going to become.
So with Sun, it's more than just being a South Korean international. He's a star on the world stage, a global brand, right? He's globally recognized for all that he's done in his career. Remember playing in the Bundesliga as well. And probably the top player from Asia at this stage, current active players. It'd be hard to argue not, right? So it's massive. I mean, this is one that gets all the headlines. Huge deal. So it makes sense from the rumored numbers that we're seeing. I think it's a bargain for what we're getting. I think they're underselling him, to be honest, if that's the real numbers. But again, silly season, guys. We're not sure what the real numbers are. We see the rumored numbers. He's a steal compared to what Mueller is going to end up costing Vancouver at the end of the day, because that's looking pretty wild. But yeah, I hope it happens. It's going to be great. Great for the squad. We need somebody like him. We need game changers. Blanca can't be the only guy trying to carry the team on his back. We need others, and he would be another player that could do that. So yeah, a little bit of relief there. That would be a good thing. So that is going on. We'll keep you posted as other rumors come in and other hat boxes drop. I know it's not over yet. Now, moving on to the match against Mazatlan. I think for a lot of us, me especially, as much as I love Mazatlan, if you know my background, this game I wasn't up for it. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think the squad is that up for it either, or a lot of people, because that stadium was pretty empty on the day. Liga MX East, it is what it is. Strong juggernaut of a league, but Mazatlan not. They've struggled for the most part since establishing themselves. Still gaining a fan base, to be honest. And they did make a good run last year, right, in Leagues Cup. So they got something to talk about. That's for sure. And on our end, yeah, it was a good run last year, but not enough. We needed more. So here we are. Now, lineup wise, I suspected this was going to happen, but it was a shifted lineup, right? Certain players got rested in the first half for both teams. So you could tell fatigue is set in from other matches. So they were both kind of careful with the lineups. LAFC, of course, 4-3-3. Ochoa was in goal this time because Lloris is out of country taking care of business. Segura and Tafari were the center backs because, well, that's who we have. And Nielsen and Smolikov were outside backs this game. Again, giving some people rest. Tillman, Saldana, and Amaya were your midfielders. Very different. And Ebubise, Martinez, and Yaboa were up top to start this thing. Yeah. Denny on the bench. Key players on the bench to kick things off. Of course, for Mazatlan, they also had some resting players, right? So they had Rodriguez in goal, Castro and Maroa in the back, Garcia, Rodriguez outside backs, Fierro, Torres as your defensive midfielders, central midfielders, Saavedra and Moreno as your outside midfielders, with Theodora, and Fabio as your strikers. Again, 4-4-2, pretty classic setup for them. But they were resting about 7 starters. So, yes, different lineups for sure. Now, from the get-go, looked pretty promising for LAFC, right, Tony?
It was just the whole time. It was just like how many. I almost wanted to call it like I almost wanted to register the game as like can't finish FC because there was like what 20 like 5 good opportunities that we could have finished and we couldn't even finish them until like the 29th goal with like a nice chip by Martinez to get us up. But of course that didn't even last long because not even
2 minutes.
2 minutes later, Fabian, like old LAFC, they end up getting the goal back and pretty much just 1-1 up until the end. And there was even more throughout the whole game of just missed opportunities. And again, against their bench players, as you mentioned in the beginning, is just, I don't know. And we didn't have our starters until the 60th minute come in.
Well, the crazy thing is, in that first half, again, we were much better. We were the better side. We were dictating this match. The 31st minute goal from then was kind of a fluke. I don't get it, right? Things were so solid until we gave that goal up. Chances, man. It's just nuts, the kind of opportunities that were missed in this. And of course, Martinez gets the worldie, but at the same time, the easy stuff doesn't happen, right? Just the frustrating moments we get with Martinez, as much as we love him and we love the creativity, and he is a dynamo of a player. But yeah, he's young and it shows game in and game out. So yes, we had a chance to put these guys away. We could have had a big lead going into halftime, but we didn't. We're stuck with a 1-1 yet again. Get to the second half. Mazatlan does a mass substitution, right? They bring faces in. We go with it as well, right? Bring a bunch of the usual suspects back into the game. So your familiar faces are in the lineup. That's including Palacios, Delgado, Jesus, Boanga, right? For them, it's Benedetti. That's the name, right? That's the guy. Right, Tony, who you're familiar with.
Yeah, of course.
So yes, both sides stepped it up second half, but was amazing to me was we looked better with the kids than we did with the vets. Right? We look more connected with the guys that hardly ever play out there together than the ones that are the starters. It just didn't look great from that second half. It was frustrating to watch. From your perspective, Tony, what were your highlights for that second half?
Honestly, it was up until the 60th. Like it was like Martinez and just like the whole squad just moving as a unit. It wasn't until like you say when they got subbed in that like I felt like we went back to like our old time of just like Boanga has the ball, Boanga dribbles it to the end, Boanga doesn't pass it to the last minute, and there goes the ball game.
Yeah, and we didn't have a shot after that substitution until like the 60th minute.
No,
nothing was going on. Like you could see we were attacking, there was nothing in it. That no last little pass, that killer instinct, it just wasn't there. It felt like the Portland match all over again. Where yes, you're in it, you're in that spot, you should be doing something, but we was even more inept because we weren't getting any shots on goal. So tough. Bam, I see Bam waiting in the wings here. Let's get him back in the mix. He had some technical difficulties. Bam, we're talking about the highlights or lowlights from that second half. Compared to the first, which actually looked more competent. Outside of the penalties, and we'll get into that madness. What happened out there in that second half?
We decided to put our usual players in the starting lineup. When I first saw the starting lineup, seeing Boanga on the bench and a few other players on the bench, I'm there going, yeah, this could work. Give the kids a run. Start off with Martinez blitzing everyone in the defense, just not being able to finish. That little outside the left foot that went across the face of goal, you can't really hate too much on him. But when he got subbed off and a lot of other players came in, it went to boring football.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple. Look, Leagues Cup, I couldn't give two shits about. It's a Leagues Cup. Whoop-de fucking do.
I don't care either. Honestly.
let the kids play. I enjoyed watching the kids. I got to watch the first half at work, and this is quite interesting. We're having kids that don't get a normal start having a run and going, wow, they might be able to do something. With Martinez, more time in the starting lineup, I can see him scoring more goals. The problem is, who do you sit for him?
Right. Someone's got to sit. As you said, some of the new faces like Smolikov, not new, but developing, right? Still showed up. Nielsen, this kid's a story for us right now. Not even a kid, right? He's 22, but he's showing up. He looked good on the day again. Saldana, decent day. Amaya, all right. It's just second half again. Fell short, looked like that boring team from the match day before. We all get to penalty kicks because that's the instant, right? That's what you're going to get. And then we went on this marathon penalty excursion. Madness, okay? So we go full round. Yes, there were some misses or blocks, but for the most part, both goalkeepers look really, really ordinary. A little predictable in what they were doing on these, and the guys were just putting them away. We ran through the entire lineup, including the goalkeepers, and it didn't fall apart till, Bouanga on his second attempt, and he did what he did. So he fell short. Again, another penalty that he's fallen short on. And we go home 11-10. We lose on penalties. Yeah, not much missed until we needed it most. It was kind of a weird one. That's for sure. You don't see a goal this long. Bam, your thoughts on that penalty shootout? I mean, that was torture.
With the penalty shootout, I was still driving home from work, so I was listening to ESPN radio, having Dave Denholm. I will have to say, the thing I love about listening to Dave Denholm when he calls the games is you can tell he's an LFC fan first and foremost. Yeah. When Segura had gave that foul away, I want to say very late in the second half, maybe the 90th minute or something like that. And I quote, "Segura, no, what are you doing?" Came out of David's mouth. It was like a disappointed father.
Yeah.
So for me, like, if you're ever on the road and you can't watch a game, definitely tune in. He is amazing to listen to. So listening to him call out the penalties and all that kind of stuff. When they missed their second penalty, I'm like, okay, here we go. And then Tillman steps up. Like, okay, we'll see how this goes. Then we're back to Bouanga. And let's just say, when's Ochoa's contract up?
Ochoa's better at taking penalties than Bouanga. I'll just say that.
I will say that too, but at the same time, though.
Oh, dude, there's nothing in it. I agree. I mean, again, we've seen the shenanigans from him in the past for his other teams, but he usually could back it up a little bit, right? Trying to get into people's heads. But in this case, like, he was coming off all aggressive, and guys were just chipping the ball on him, slotting it low and slow. They all knew what he was going to do before he did it.
All right, just looked it up. Contract expires end of this year with the club option for 1 year.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, I mean, in game he was fine. It was just penalties were atrocious. They were atrocious. Yeah, it was always diving to the same side. It was really bizarro. But Tony, I'll go to you, man. I know it's penalties and we shouldn't be too crazy about it, but dude, that was pretty rough.
Oh, it was a rough. I felt like, I still supporting, like, was giving my all, trying to hype up Ochoa, trying to hype up everything, and just like Tillman missing, okay, we had the opportunity to come back, but I think again the whole shocker, as and you saw in the chat, I won't say what I said in the chat of my little comment, which y'all laughed at, but
Yeah, I
but
know.
it's just like Boanga, this is supposed to be automatic, and it's like you don't hit the bar, you clear the bar. You we're playing American football now, like
He took out a supporter. Like
yeah,
that's how bad it was. Yeah.
like
I think also with him, we put too much. We rely too much on said player. And this is what you get. If you keep putting a person in the same position every freaking time, they're going to fail, right? Because others don't step up. I'm a little more worried about Tillman at this stage because throughout the season, he's been second guessing shots on goal, taking that extra touch for no reason. In this case, coming up very weak on the penalty, not exuding any sort of confidence. He's not himself. I'll say that now. There's something missing there. We had more of him last season. There's something off there, for sure.
the only like bright moment that we have, and I think Bram would agree with this, is Smolikov.
Yeah,
Like when he had the opportunity, no hesitation. He knows he has the shot. He knows he has the power, and he puts it in. You know what I mean? He lets the ball guide, and if there's a rebound, there's a rebound. If it goes in, it goes in, and it's
yeah,
like
power.
power. It's like, all right, that's more. It's like get that opportunity, test the keeper, but
Yeah.
we don't do that.
Well, Palencia's was like that too. Like, I'm just gonna hang this thing. Like, forget it. I have a job to do. And then Tafari, right? He comes in. He's the last guy to take on the list, which means he really didn't want to do this, and he still got the job done. Good on him. Good on him. Yeah, you kind of learn about some players in moments like this. So we lose the game. Brilliant, lovely, awesome. Puts us way back in that standings to try to make the knockout rounds. The way the tournament is built this year, it's bad news, guys. Our chances of moving on are slim. They got to do something special in the next two games. Hope for really positive goal difference, and then they're going to need help because the way the standings work are goofball. They're hard to explain, but you're in the lead.
It's pretty simple to explain. It's literally win all your games and have the better goal differential, and you move on.
It's pool. It's a giant pool.
Yeah,
like it's goofy, but whatever.
But what we don't give ourselves the opportunity for that. You know what I mean? With this loss, because there's no ties. With this loss, like
you look at it at the moment. Everyone's played one game so far. Yeah. Currently, because it's top 4 from MLS and top 4 from Liga MX goes through. At the moment, the top 4 are Seattle, because that huge goal difference of +7.
Mm-hmm.
Portland with a goal difference of +4. Minnesota with +3, and another team with a +3 goal difference. They're the 4 going through.
Yeah, thankfully other teams are all bad too. So this is what Leagues Cup has done. We are now rooting for Liga MX sides for our own sake. Why? Like, it's the vibe's off, guys. So there is that. So there we are, right? We've got an issue to deal with. We've got some trouble to deal with. I do see some comments from the faithful. Let's see what you guys have to say about this as well. I'll get some LAFC2 stuff going. Dave says, I want to see all the new signings to produce on the pitch. I do too. Jonah B, Dolo sacked, Sun in. I ain't against that, man. Dave Gomez, Mazatlan match sucked. It did. Dave also loves Dave. Dave loves Dave. We'll say that. And then Mario Luna says those penalties felt never ending. Yeah, it was like the endings in Lord of the Rings. It just kept going. Brutal. But hey, we're here. We got another game to play. Pachuca's a bigger challenge. We'll bring it. All right, guys. Thanks for the comments. Definitely throw some more out there as we go along. Let's do a little bit of LAFC 2. They did have some updates. We'll talk about some community and, of course, preview Pachuca. So looking forward to this. LAFC 2 did fall to SKC to 3-1. I know, losing again. They will be playing the Town this Sunday at 7 p.m. Match will show on Apple TV. So we are the hosts for this match, of course, on Sunday. So you can definitely make it out. For those that went out to the last game, there was a brass section. That's what it was about, guys. We're all kind of coy about it, I know, but that did happen. So those that had fun with it, good on you. Those that didn't, definitely provide your feedback. It would be appreciated. But yeah, that's what's going on. Boys keep going. It's a rough year for them. They just continue on. All right. On that note, let's kick it over to the community news. Tony, what's going on in the community, man?
Nothing too much, I think. Just BOB, like little tailgates and stuff like that, but nothing coming up moving forward. Like I said, more of a, I'll just call it out to like, the brass section. This is pretty much it. Nothing more. Nothing really that I saw at all. I think everyone's just kind of shutting down for the summer until league hits up again. But yeah.
That's the vibe. All right. So I guess that puts us to our Vinyl Club album of the week. Who will want to do the honors on this one? I think we had consensus choice here. The song came out in 1994. Good God, that's a long time ago. Who wants it? Who wants it? Shall it be me?
I guess me, since I was the one that pretty much just out of nowhere just came out of my head. If I remember, it's called Loser, right?
Yeah, it's Loser from
Beck.
Yeah, 94 release.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Felt it, got the vibes. I'm looking at the lyrics, cracking up because Beck is just amazing. Yes, ma'am.
So the album that came off was the 94 album, Mellow Gold.
Got it.
So far at the moment, we've been quite mellow. but no, that though, another song off the album, I think, really gets down to what LAFC is doing to not just all of us, but to every fan out there at the moment. The song's called Fucking With My Head.
PG-13.
Are you talking about the FO right now? Yeah, pretty much.
Who knows what we're talking about?
I'm just talking about
the players, the team, the fans, supporters. It doesn't matter. It's been a rough couple months.
A little bit off these days. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Oh, so yeah, time to turn this around, man. I don't know about Pachuca being that team to turn around on, but here we are. We don't have a choice. It has to be that team. So yeah, enjoy the Beck album. Enjoy all the Beck albums. Honestly, they're so fascinating. Let's be real. Fun though. Yeah, have fun with that. From Pasadena, so local as well. There you go. All right, moving on. Let's talk about Pachuca. What's going on? Again, the undefeated Pachuca. Yes, they're undefeated in league play. I believe they're 3-0 in league play. Destroyed Monterrey 3-0 in a match. Let's say that right now. Looking the part, that's for sure. Of course, they played San Diego for their first match in Leagues Cup. 3-2 victory. If you watched that match, it was very intriguing. They had an early 3-0 lead. And somehow San Diego clawed back 2 very late, both in injury time. And Dreyer got a red card in that process too. It was very dramatic to end the game. What did Pachuca do in that game? Basically, they survived the early first 20 minutes, which was pretty much a blitz by San Diego. They were all over Pachuca trying to get a goal across the line, missed some easy opportunities. Pachuca got kind of lucky on a counterattack. Not lucky. I mean, they were effective on the counterattack, but the actual finish was kind of a luck goal where the goalkeeper, Cisniega, made a save, and then it just carried him back off of the attacker's head and then winning goal. Really funky. And it was like their first big chance of the game for Pachuca, and then that kind of set things up as it went. And so, yeah, they took that 3-0 lead. And then, 88, 90 plus 10, and then the 90 plus 2 from Dryers Red. So, yeah, that's what happened in San Diego. They were super frustrated about it. In terms of possession and all, basically Pachuca was absorbing. That was their game plan for this because they weren't sure what to get from San Diego. What did they line up with? Well, they're kind of conservative in the way they set things up. It was a 4-2-3-1 in the last match. I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same to us and try to kill us on counters and transitions. It's kind of Pachuca's game right now. Moreno, of course, was in goal. Barreto and Eduardo Gabriel were their center backs for this last match. Rodriguez and Aceves were their outside backs. Defensive midfield setup was Pedraza and Montiel, with Guzman as a playmaker, Dominguez and Quinones on the outsides. And, of course, their star player, Cadiz, was up top. Now, is that their A lineup? No, it wasn't their A lineup. They actually had some guys out and then brought them in later as well. In this case, if you look at the Mazatlan match, they played Mazatlan for this one. That was also the 4-2-3-1. I think the big differences were the center backs. Outside backs, sorry. I think they had a little change there. I think Rodriguez was your right back in that one. They had Pedraza, Montiel, defensive mid, Bautista as your attacking mid, Dominguez, Togni, outsides, and of course Cadiz stayed in. For us, they've got weapons, guys. I think that's what we have to respect. If they hit us on the counters, they're going to hit us fast. Yonder Cadiz, 3 matches played so far, 2 goals, scored in this last match as well. Montiel, he's got a goal. Batista's got one. Dominguez has one. Quinones has one. Togni has one. Yeah. So they can hit you from all sides, and it's already early for them. Guzman is more of their setup guy, I'd say. He's got 2 so far. But again, 5 down the line, they got assists. So early stages for them, early in the season, but they're looking the part. They're looking confident. This is going to be hard for us. That's for sure. Depending, of course, what lineup they want to put out. But if they want to take us down, this is their chance to do so. They could take us out of the tournament right now. And so I expect them to actually have a stronger lineup for this match because, again, if you can eliminate a team like LAFC, who is still LAFC, you're going to do what you can to get that done with. And, of course, if they get another win, they're pretty much locked. They're going to move on. That maybe. I know it's the top 4 thing, but
so at the moment they're sitting 5th on the League MX side. 3 points, but their goal difference is 1, and the 4th place goal difference is 2.
So they need goals against us. That's they're gonna have to produce against LAFC, and it's not like it's that hard right now the way things are going with us. But for them, they were beneficial. They were benefiting greatly from a San Diego side that was horribly inefficient on the attack. Just the finishing side. They're creating the chances. They just finish. Sounds familiar, guys? It does. It does. Tony, your thoughts on Pachuca going into this? I know they're always in the mix, but anything special you think about these guys? What's your biggest concerns about Pachuca?
Just that they show up, to be honest, because I think unfortunately, if a team just shows up and plays their game, they have a very high chance of beating us. And I don't want to say that, and I want to be positive about the boys, but at the moment, it's just like I said, they've been decent in the last couple of years. Fortunate and unfortunate Chicho didn't work out with them because we would be playing Chicho if he worked out.
Yeah,
but again, it's just let's move on to us because it's like I feel like that's where more of the answers and questions come from than their side.
And on that note, with a loss under our belt, resting starters is not an option anymore. It just isn't. They're gonna go out. I don't see it there, and there's no way LAFC is gonna go. We'll just put a secondary start and sub some guys in the second half. At this point, it's do you want to stay in the tournament or do you want out of the tournament? If you're gonna show up with reserves, you're telling me what you want, right? It's gonna be one of these things where they have to take it to heart. They have to treat this one full tilt lineup. I go to you, Bam. Your thoughts on this as well? Are you thinking we're going to put the A lineup and let it rip?
I want to turn around and say, just keep playing the kids, but knowing how the club wants to win trophies and all that, it's going to be a more of a heavy, normal first 11. So I don't think Lloris is back yet. So that means Ochoa will be in goals again. Tafari and Segura, centre mids, centre back, sorry, Smart. I don't see why they'll drop Smolikov. He played a great game. So to me, he'll be starting again. Nielsen will be on the bench and Palencia will start as my
So
defense.
Hollingshead on the bench.
Yeah. Give him a break. He's done a lot so far this year.
And actually, him coming in as a second half sub would be pretty deadly. He has his moments, right? And if he comes in fresh in the second half, maybe that's something we can use as a tactical adjustment there. So that makes sense. I'm with you on that. I like that one. All right, Tony, I'm going to leave it to you on the midfield. What do you think they're going to do in the mid, sir? Tony?
I don't.
Midfield setup. It's tough. I know.
Well, because it's just there's no Delgado, of course, has to be there. Like I feel like he's the only one that creates anything. If that sense, I know Tillman hasn't been the brightest of the bunch, but he's somewhat the decent one of the other four. And then I don't know, Tafari maybe just find out what we have here at this point.
Or are we going to really make it interesting? And we now have a new player on the team. Does he get his moment already? You saw Miami rushing their new player into the lineup. Could this be something we're going to do?
I don't think so. I think I wouldn't like. I don't know. It's weird because it's just because the last times we tried to rush a player, they haven't fit the system. They haven't learned the system, and then they get lost in the shuffle afterwards because of it.
You get a Horta against Carson situation. What? No, I honestly, you know what, Maya could do the job. Honestly, I think Tillman needs a rest, man. That dude needs a rest. Bam, your thoughts?
Number 8 will start.
Always with the number 8.
Igor Jesus. And I'm going to drop Martinez back to midfield.
I like it. Honestly, when Dolo, for the first time ever, put Martinez as at hacking mid against Portland in that second half, a lot of stuff opened up.
Well, the reason why I'm doing that is if you look at it, front three will be Bouanga, Ibobasi, Ordaz.
Okay.
You have Ordaz and Martinez on the same size. Those two with speed, the 1-2s I'll be doing flicks over will be great. If we need to be Bouanga and Ordaz switch the sides, Bouanga can drop back, have a little breather if he wants. You know, I'm just looking at more. Although we'll be playing a 4-3-3, it'll be more of a 4-2-4-ish.
Kind of. Yeah, almost a 4-2-4. But I mean, it almost looked like a diamond when he was in there. Yeah. So I am, I'm hopeful. I'm good with that. I told you guys before with Martinez that I like when he has room with the ball more than when he's right up in front of goal. He seems more deadly when you give him more time. Yes, sometimes those passes are wild and errant, but I think he's thinking 2 steps ahead of everybody else when he does those. Like he thought they were going to run there, they didn't. I'm good with it. Will they do it? I don't know. I think Dolo is pretty darn predictable for the most part.
Oh,
to a fault.
that's the understatement of the year. I feel like
Yeah. Oh, what did
I feel-
Wijnaldum say? Boring.
well, not even boring. Just like I feel like he's predictable on the field, off the field, interviews, post game interviews. You know what he's going to say.
Tactics.
It's almost like it's an
Tactics.
AI thing.
Time for
It's like,
subs.
yeah. Ask AI, what should I do next? Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Again, it's so predictable. Again, when he did what he did with Martinez, it was like, what? He's thinking something different all of a sudden. There's a synapse that went off, and oh, okay, I'll do that. Yeah, I'd like some differences. I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. Do you think the new guy gets some minutes in this game, Shania?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Think so too. I think so too. Again, I think
Would
he's going to be huge for us this year. Not scoring a lot of goals, but like being efficient in the midfield and getting more out of that midfield with him in the lineup. But yeah. Yes, ma'am. What are you going to ask?
Would you be happy with like Thomas Hassel in goal?
Yes. 100%. I'm on the Hassel camp more than I am on the Ochoa camp, but you already knew that. Tony?
Go for it.
See, Hassel had that unfortunate moment of getting thrashed by Seattle in Seattle. Y'all remember that game? Where none of it was his fault. Man, it was a bad place to be, and he was a bad place at a bad time for a team that was not looking so hot at the moment. And I think he took a lot of brunt for that bad performance from the boys, which stinks. But yeah, give him a chance. I'm good with it. I'm fine with it. All right, so there it is. Now, what do the guys have to do to get the victory? I think that's the last thing I'm going to ask you guys tonight. So, Tony, what exactly are you going to have to do to get through Pachuca?
Show up, finish, like play like your starting spot is on the line. You know what I mean? Dignity is just show up, play with heart. At this point, that's all we get. Yeah, we need a bounce back. You know what I mean?
Again, we're what, 3 or 4 games in a row now without. Last win was Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 in a row now. We haven't got results. Yeah.
Let's see. Lost what? Won against Minnesota. Lost to Carson.
Tied to Carson, but it felt like a loss. Yeah.
Lost Carson. Lost Carson. Lost Timbers. Lost Mazatlan.
Yes, that's 3.
3 with nothing. So at least it felt like nothing. So they got to do something. This is it. Bam. Who's going to be the guy to make a difference?
Igor Jesus.
Yeah, I'm with you. See, he had a couple passes last game. They were like, hey, that was sweet. Didn't do much with him. Yeah.
I reckon he's gonna sneaky score a goal.
I hope so. I'm in his camp. I like him. He has his moments sometimes, but you can see the quality it shows. It does. You have somebody next to him that's a bit more competent. Look, number 8, as Bam says, he does the job week in and week out. He's Mr. Consistency for us. He has been, right? Jesus has been. But if they had somebody stronger with them in that midfield, those guys both open up. They both can be more effective on both sides of the ball if they have somebody they can have confidence in to get the job done with them in that midfield. So there is that. I think that's my thought is finish. We have to take care of business here. You got to get a goal early. If you don't, Pachuca will take you down. It's still going to be a hard ask against this team. A very hard challenge for these guys. I'm not budding with confidence playing against Pachuca. I know what they bring to the table. So it's going to take some work. All right. So there we go. I don't see any much comments tonight. I know it's a late night on a Thursday. So you know what that means, right? We need Tony to go to bed so he can get ready to capo tomorrow. That's how it's got to be. Bam and I, doing our thing as usual. But the man must perform tomorrow. Now he's going to be doing like setup, and so he's busy tomorrow. So, yeah, that's how it's done. All right. So on that note, final comments. I'll pick on you, Bam. You get the first shot.
First shot. It's been a interesting week in football for me, that's for sure. Obviously, we know how LAFC went. My team in Europe has made it through to the round 3 qualifications of the Conference League, so looking forward to that. Going to be a big game in that next round as we have drawn Rapid Wern, so it's going to be a massive game for us. It's going to be interesting to see how we go there.
Veen, right?
Veen. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't. It's going to be interesting to see how we go there. My local team, Victory, got knocked out by an NPL team in the Australia Cup, so there is no Victorian A-League teams left in the Australian Cup. They've all been knocked out, so we'll see. But that being said, though, there is a State League 1, so I want to say 4th Division Victoria team still in it. So I might get down and watch some of them play in the Australia Cup. So although LFC may not be going that great at the moment, there will be plenty of other football to get out there. Go watch it. Premier League kicks off soon. I think the Championship kicks off this weekend. I know the Scottish Premiership kicks off this weekend. Get out there, watch some football, watch some sport, take some friends with you, get out there, enjoy yourself, look after yourself, have conversations. If you do need some mental health, there is some out there. For those in the LA County, you can call the LA County Department of Mental Health hotline, which is 800-854-7771, or you can call, text, and chat with 988. It's there for you. Use it. Although you may not need it now, you may need it soon.
There it is. Thank you, man. Thank you for saying it. Oh, Tony, your final thoughts, sir.
Final thought is pretty much just be safe out there. Support the boys the best you can. Like, I know it was a very soft launch, I guess, the best way of the Leagues Cup this year, and it's probably going to be more moving forward. But still give it all you got. You know what I mean? You never know. That we go full 90, and we support the boys through the thick and thin. It doesn't matter what's going on. It's still, we support the crest, we support the colors, we bleed the colors, and that's all we can do.
There it is, right? All that we ask is our best. That's what we do here. That's the stay golden vibe for sure. So if there's 500 in the stands, if there's 3,252 in the stands, you give your all. You do what you got to do. So it really doesn't matter the size of the crowd, it's the fight. Do it. Make it happen. All right. So my final thoughts, again, I'll just keep, like I said, double down on the boys. Get out there, make it happen. If you can go. Support the guys through thick and thin. Y'all want to celebrate, you got to be there through the hard stuff too. So on that note, final word. Bam.
Stay golden.
Tony.
Stay golden, Los Angeles.
And from me to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.